Hello, and welcome back to Galactic Goddess Podcast and TV. I'm your host, Rada Nelia, and again, I'm coming to you from France. It's the last day here, and I just wanted to make a quick video about releasing comparison. So the whole concept is we live in a world that, since we were very little, has pushed us to constantly compare ourselves with others. It's sort of the cultural norm of how many of us grew up. For boys and girls, it's very different. For girls, it would be getting magazines, comparing themselves to magazines and the women in the magazines at a very young age. For boys, it could be something very different, right? So we have been programmed to compare ourselves. And the cost of these comparisons has been excruciating, toxic, and can lead to depression, feelings of defeat, depression, or envy, or feeling that, why can't I be like that, or why can't I have that? And so I really want to speak on this for a minute because, back in the day when I was a teenager, I used to compare myself to the images in the magazines. And I would be like, I don't look like that. I really should look like that. And it made me feel really bad about myself. Like, I developed an eating disorder. I was taking diet pills. I was trying to live up to the quote unquote expectations of society. Well, that's just not natural. That wasn't how I was built to be a super skinny person. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's just not how the creator made me. So nor did the creator give me, really a big bust. And there's nothing wrong with that either, right? But because of these beliefs and because of all of the comparisons, it brought me into a great spiral of pain and suffering, and I got breast implants, and they caused me an incredible amount of just health issues. The list goes on, okay? And this is all because of comparison. Thinking I needed to live up or to be like somebody else. And, of course, now I know that's not true. I just need to be the best version of me. And you just need to be the best version of you. We don't have to be replicas of each other. We don't have to have the same exact life. So I want to bring it to your attention right now that if you are comparing yourself to anybody in any way, if somebody that you look to and you admire, find the inspiration in them. Are they inspiring you? If you see a beautiful person and they have great abs, for example, let that inspire you to work out. Don't let that inspire you, don't let that comparison break you down. We have to use things to inspire us. If that's a positive motivation, great. But you can feel in your body if it feels like a frantic, like, oh my gosh, you get like a little hyperventilated about it. Like, I need a six-pack right now because I'm looking at this magazine and this person has a six-pack, or this person's on vacation and why don't I have that? That's not fair. Whatever that is, like, throw that in the garbage right now. We've got to stop these habits. So a great way to interrupt. When I talk about interruptions, like travel is a great interrupter. We get these neurons that become neurotic if we don't stop them in their tracks. So, just tap on your thymus and take a deep breath. Get back into your beautiful, perfect body. Everyone is made differently. I wish I had a six-pack. I do not have a six-pack, you guys. My weight fluctuates. Some days I'm lighter and my weight fluctuates a lot. So for some reason, that's just how I am. I can I can't stop my life. I can't, I'm not going to not eat the bread in France because it's great. I think I've invested in enough other things that I know my worth is beyond this physical body. It's beyond the things that you quote unquote have. We are eternal souls. My stock and my investment is in my inner realm. I spent a lot of time, very quiet, doing inner work, going through healing courses. I got trained in the dozen healing modalities and created my own. I realized that the best investment I could make was inside, in my soul, in my heart, in my mind, and not even traditionally, right? Not the traditional education. I got my own education, the one that served me in my soul path. So if I was to compare myself with other people, that would just be toxic, right? We are all here for a specific reason, and only you can discover that. Only you can know why you're here. Did you come here just to have a perfect body? I mean, I think we all want to be healthy. I've learned that health is wealth. Health is the greatest asset you can have, because if you can be healthy, you can have a healthy mind. When you're sick, like I was sick with breast implant illness, it deteriorates your capacity to have healthy thoughts, partially because you just can't remember anything. Your whole nervous system starts to shut down. My values have shifted and changed. My perception of importance has changed. I don't fall into comparison ever again. What I do is, if I see someone that I admire, that maybe they're doing the work that I am doing, that I'm like, wow, they're really at the top of their game, they're on point. Do I hate them? No. I go, wow, that's incredible. How can I improve? How can I improve? How can I learn more? That's why I took so many courses, because I wanted to be the best in my field, not for anybody else, for me. I did it for me. My motivation was for myself. It wasn't to prove that I was the most certified or the best healer or coach. It was that I wanted to know. So I looked up to people that had more education or experience, and it's good to find people that we look up to. Do we compare ourselves to them and go, oh, they're here and I'm here? No, we go, wow, they really worked hard to get here, and I'm going to continue on my journey to continue to work hard so that I can be that amazing and that great, right? So we use things. It's not a comparison. You know what happens if you compare? You go from here to here. You drop so low in your vibration, because the moment that you start to compare, now this person is your enemy. They're not somebody that you can admire freely. I love finding people I could admire. I love finding people that I can look up to, that inspire me. I think it's a gift. If we had nothing, to be inspired from, how would we grow? It's a beautiful gift to have inspiration. That it's wonderful that people are doing things that inspire us. And it does not mean that you're falling short. It just means that we always have more growing to do. We always have more to strive for. If you love someone's fashion sense, are you going to hate them and say, oh, I don't like them because I like the way they dress so much, or whatever, right? Are you going to hate people that you admire? That's such a low vibration. Haterism is so lame. We got to stop this, and why should we punish other people for having or being or doing what we want? No, instead we need to get a journal and create a list of our dreams, of our goals, of what we want to create in this life, to make it beautiful for us. Because at the end of the day, this is your life, right? And this is your experience. You are the curator of your experience. And I will say that many times, you know, we are burning out so much karma in this life. Sometimes we wonder, why is this happening to me? You know, it's easy to fall into playing a victim. When I was very sick and dying from breast implant illness, I was devastated, and I thought I was really on my last days. And I thought, gosh, if I make it through this, like, I really want to find a way to give back. And you know, Awakening Starseeds it was birthed from that desire, because I realized life is a gift. We get so caught up in all of this ridiculousness. You got to grab a hold of your mind and start flipping the switch. Many of the switches that are on in our mind, they were inherited. They were passed down from generation to generation. You and I, we're here to break those switches. We're here to permanently disrupt them. You know, if you came from a family of poverty, how can you shift that? How can you be the person that starts to create different beliefs? That is why I really believe in belief work. You can do all the positive affirmations, and I really believe in positive affirmations. They are powerful, they're helpful, but doing deep down belief work, there's nothing like that. That's why I started my path with Theta Healing, and I'm a Theta Healing instructor, level 1 and 2, because I found the concept of switching beliefs to be profound, powerful, life-changing. I realized I had so many inherited beliefs that were causing toxic harm to me in my life. And, you know, we are here changing the flow of our genetics, of our lineages, the pain structures, the vows, oath, and commitments of pain and suffering. Not to say, I have been through hell and back many times over, my friends, many times over. And I lived through it, and I'm here to tell you life gets better. Only because you decide that it does get better. You know, most of the hell that we live in is in here. So how can we start changing that? Do you think by comparing yourself to other people, you're going to feel better about yourself? That kept me in a perpetual state of not being able to move forward. That keeps you stuck. So I want to invite you in this short video to take all the comparisons, okay? If there are maybe 5 people you compare yourself with, write their name down. And then write down the things that you love about them. And then think about how you can cultivate those things within yourself. Because anything is possible, you guys. Anything is possible. I believe in the power of transformation. I live by that. You know, we all get stuck in our own stuff sometimes. And we also have to be the ones to help get us out. You know, it was like 2 weeks ago, I was very, 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 very devastated and depressed about my dog getting sick, like the lowest of low. And I knew that travel would be good for me, because I could not get out of the perpetual sorrow, the grief, even though, you know, she was still alive, you know, she is still alive. But because I had watched her go through so much trauma, like, it wasn't that she was just sick, you guys. She was collapsing. Her lungs were filling up with water. It was devastating. She was screaming in agony and pain. I was suffering. She was suffering. I'm so grateful that, you know, she's on the right medication, and we've been doing energy work for her, and she seems to be stabilized. But regardless, I cannot be in a perpetual state of sorrow and depression, because I have so much work to do in this world. Yes, I mean, you know, listen, I've been grieving for like 2 months, you guys, since I got to North Carolina because of this whole process. So how do I switch that out? How do I switch that energy? I had to move and change and do something. I could have said, no, I'm not going to go. But I said, yeah, I'm going to go because, this is an important part of me switching my mindset. So how can we switch the mindset of comparison? Because if you are comparing yourself to somebody, you will never be happy. Instead of finding inspiration and then finding those attributes within yourself, okay? We can all find a little piece of each other in each other. We are more alike than different. I think we just don't understand the stories that we have they all bring us together. So if you haven't read my book, Galactic Goddess, please do. If you want to understand more about overcoming and about yourself and how to turn everything in your life into a lesson. Also, Awakening Starseeds was just launched, and we are already #1 in 2 categories, and then #2 in angels. I'm just grateful. Life is a gift, and I cannot complain. I'm very grateful, and I hope that this has helped you in some way. If so, please like or comment. You are beautiful just the way you are, and I just want to let you know that your presence has great value in this world. Make it count. Make your life count, because you count and you matter, and you're beautiful. Mwah. Love, love, love.